Well, we all know this day is gonna come, even for homebrew stuff, but you're never truly ready. Hello, my beauties. Greetings, fellow Vita fans. This is James with PS Vita at 2 a.m. coming at you once again with another exciting video. And when I say exciting video, I mean not an exciting video. I don't get it either. And if you're new here and love everything PlayStation Vita, don't forget to subscribe. And make sure to leave me your thoughts and opinions on this topic down in the comments section. Well, it finally happened, guys. We have our very first bad piece of homebrew news. What's going on? This usually only happens with the official stuff. And for once, it has nothing to do with Take-Two. So I guess there's that. Now, this was something I wasn't even aware of until very recently. But guys, it looks like we're going to be losing one of our biggest homebrew developers out there. And this news hit me pretty hard. So hard, in fact, that it made me want to make my own standalone video topic about it. And drink a ton of root beer in the process. Not that I ever need an excuse for that. But anyway, here it goes. The Flow is officially retiring from the PS Vita scene. Yeah, I can't believe it either. Now, this news comes directly from the Nuovo Vita Discord scene. I hope I said that right. Probably not. Forgive me, Rin. But it goes as followed, directly from the horse's mouth. And the Flow had this to say: nope, I don't think I'll be doing much for Vita anyways in the future. Kinda busy with real life, and work takes all my energy for computer stuff already. With some very sad emojis that day. Zay had to say, that's understandable. To be honest, you already did so much for the scene. And Xpino said, thank you for everything. And Zay following up with what they said. The Flow goes on to say, was a pleasure. I learned so much with this device and had so much fun. Oh man, this post really brings on the feels, I'll tell you that much. Let the binging begin! And I think the reason that this news does hit me so hard is because the Flow, at least for me personally, was the very first individual that I ever even had heard of when it came to the hacking and homebrew scene for the Vita. Okay, so story time now for those of you who are interested, the like 3 of you that are probably interested. Now, for me, as I've mentioned many times in the past before, I was never really big into modding game consoles. In fact, to be honest, I had never done it before. That was up until I bought a little device known as the PS Vita TV. So you could say my cherry was popped on that day. And now that you have that uncomfortable image, let's continue. Or just the PS TV outside of Japan, because you know, that was great marketing, Sony. Now, for those who have never heard about it, the PS TV is essentially a consoleized version of the Vita. It was supposed to be so much more than that, but that's what it ended up being for the most part. I mean, you know, it could stream and do other stuff, but that was the main meat and potatoes of it. So once I heard that, I just had to get one, because as much as I love handheld gaming, whenever I'm at home, I just have to play my games on a big screen TV. It's just a preference. And no doubt due to my poor eyesight. My secret shame. So I hopped onto eBay and was pleasantly surprised to see that they were all dirt cheap, like $20+ or so. Don't bother looking on eBay now, because they're certainly not that price anymore. It arrived at my house and I wasn't exactly impressed at the time. I mean, yeah, it was pretty bare bones and all, but it did do the most important thing that I wanted it to do. Play my Vita games on a big screen TV. At least for the most part anyway, and I think a lot of you probably know where I'm going with this. The more you look into it, the more you find out that so many games that should be compatible with this device just weren't compatible with this device. Now, some made sense, don't get me wrong, like Tearaway for instance. That game uses like pretty much all the functionalities on the Vita, so something like the PS Vita TV, which doesn't have a camera and whatnot, yeah, something like that wouldn't work on it, so that one makes sense. But there was a lot of other games that weren't compatible with it that just made no sense to me, like Secret of Mana and World of Final Fantasy. What the heck, Square Enix? And it wasn't until later on that I found out that many games were locked out intentionally for the PS TV because the developers wanted you to buy the more expensive consoleized version, which in my opinion is a super scummy move to do. But business is business, so I guess it is what it is. My therapy bills are really racking up now, developers. Now, there was a whitelist hack that would make some games compatible with the PS Vita TV, but unfortunately it didn't do it for all of them. Such as like Dengeki Bunko Fighting Climax, which again is a game that should have been compatible with the PS TV. There's no reason it shouldn't have been, but yeah, it was intentionally locked out. My therapy bills were especially high on that day. Then later I found out, and I can't even remember exactly when this was. Like I said, time just has no meaning for me anymore, but I want to say like the end of 2016, early 2017, I found out about this cool little trick that you could do to hack your PS Vita TV, or PS Vita for that matter, by just simply going to a website and just ticking on a button essentially. It was Henkaku. Now your firmware had to be on 3.60 from what I remember, but this would actually hack your Vita. And then shortly after that, I learned that there was this anti-blacklist hack that would pretty much make all the games compatible for the PS Vita TV. And at this time, it was the very first moment I had ever heard about the Flow. And in my mind, he is one of the great pioneers that made so many things possible for the Vita. And it's gonna be really sad to see you go, man. So, the Flow, if you happen to be watching this video, thank you so much for everything you did for the community. You really helped keep this system alive and cared so much about it even when Sony didn't. And for that, we can't thank you enough. And even though this news is in fact sad, we still have a ton of people working very hard to bring some great things onto the Vita. So guys, the best is yet to come. And at this point, I would love to know, how does this news affect you? Are you into the hacking and homebrew scene for the Vita? I mean, you clicked on this video, so I'm assuming you are. Did you know about the Flow and all the great things he accomplished? Please let me know your thoughts and opinions down in the comment section. And as always, fellow Vita fans, thank you so much for taking the time out of your day to watch this video. It really means a lot to me. Love you all, and I'll see you next time. A huge thank you and shout out to all these wonderfully generous supporters who help make this content possible, including Shin Snake, Alan Iwazu, Frayden, Zacrito, Robert Johnson, Bushin Ryu Cat, Milk Sama, Neo Arashi, Reiko Star, Matt Fox, B Mystery, Makis Blob, Gutter Drums, Phantom XRS, BMF, Hero Acer, Hemdall Imbert, Saul Ramirez, Claimer Malarkey, Adam Sondi, Kyle Brooks, VG Legends, PS Vita S, David Ray, Skullshrutugel TCG, Rodrigo Vera, Michael O'Connor, Wendy K, Adam Thury, Crazy Cat, H-Hitter, Per Sterner, Heston Joseph, Jale, Silica, Kevin Enright, Joseph Shavak, JR, Jared Haddo, Richard Cruz, Buzz Sayan, Hector Gonzalez, Robert Sylvester, Chris Foxhound, Rizal Pliskin, Kayonko, Aridri, No Good, Burrs and Mystery, 1488 Dental, Azumara, Juan M. Hermosillo, Lacerated 87, Saban Fire, Jamie, Matt Hargett, Dr. Super Artie, Ricardo Martinez, Mazgas, Donut Valley, Tasha Monty, Nintendo Switch at 2 a.m., and Eric D. Witt. And a special thank you to Oni Uni for the recent PayPal donation. If you would be interested in supporting the channel and seeing your name on this end screen here, or if you wish to remain anonymous, that can be provided too, then make sure to check the links down in the description below. I have numerous ways for you to do this down there. Can't support in this manner? Don't worry about it. Likes and shares can help equally as much. Well, this is all homebrew content, which we all know is community run. So surely this must be the last bit of bad news we're gonna hear ever again, right? Am I right? Oh wait, yeah, I forgot about that company.